As a child, we all long for a hero. As a society as a whole, we search for that leader that can be our hero. But as we mature and as we grow, it dawned on us that the hero is inside every one of us. And in the world's social media, we all start at zero. And slowly we search deep within ourselves to find who we are. And we have that moment of truth where we embrace that the hero that we've been searching for has been there all along. It is living deep inside of every one of us. And we start embracing that journey and we become that hero that we search for.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 18 of Zero to Hero. Today, we are joined by Harlem legend and sales events and marketing manager at HyVee Arena, Woody Carter. So let's go ahead and bring them in, Kevin Kwok and Woody Carter.
Man, good morning.
Good morning, Woody. So, how have you been?
Man, doing well. Blessed. I'll take it. Man, excited to be on the show, man. I appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. So Woody is the sales and marketing manager for HyVee Arena. And just really quick, in a few sentences, right? Just high level, tell us who you are, but not necessarily HyVee Arena. Who is Woody Carter?
Man, I'm still evolving. So I'm a father, I'm a husband, I am a basketball junkie, a trainer. I love what I do, and I'm just enjoying life, as it comes. Like I said, just steady evolving and, morphing into, what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. So tell me, who's your favorite NBA team? I know you got all your NBA
Oh my gosh.
gear going.
Man, right now I can't call it on teams. Like I said, it's one of those things where, like I said, I just love basketball so much. I will literally just turn the game on and I will watch whatever it is. So, I'm a fan.
You're a fan of the sport.
Yes.
So that's awesome. So they need to bring a team to Kansas City. So we froze a little bit, so it happens. So
yeah. Gotcha. I see. We're all right.
Yep. No, I was just saying we need to bring a team to Kansas City.
We do. We absolutely do. I think Kansas
City is like... We got our football cover. We got our baseball.
Yes.
We got women's soccer. Now we need some basketball.
Yes, sir. This is a prime location for, NBA, WNBA. Either one of those will work well here in Kansas City. I think there's a huge market for it. I do believe that it's something that Kansas City is starving for. Since the Kings, left back in the 80s, I think Kansas City has proven that we're ready to have basketball, here. We've got Big 12. You have the classics that happen with the Hall of Fame. You have the preseason NBA ball, and we attended, very well. So I think that should be the sign that, we're ready to move on that.
So tell me a little, since the show is Zero to Hero, right? It's all about, we all start as zero on our social media journey, on live in general. Tell us a little about your social media journey, both at HyVee Arena and in your personal life.
So, of course, it's one of those things where something new comes out or you see a platform of some kind, be introduced. And then it's okay, what do you want the social media part to be? What do you want that focus to be? Is it more marketing? Is it more personal? Is it more, on the comedy side? Is it more business? So you have to have your approach, going into that kind of social media side. For me, at first, it was just kind of, friends, family, just sharing, interacting with folks. And then as things started to change, as different jobs or companies or products or things like that started entering, into my life, and had to kind of make an adjustment. So that page kind of went from personal to personal and marketing, then personal and business, then business and marketing, then and getting things out, especially as you start to grow your followers and that base. So of course, starting at zero, then it's okay, find that target audience, find that niche, and then you just hit them with whatever you have, and hopefully everything sticks.
So the HyVee Arena started about, what you say, is it 3 years now?
No, it's where we're going on 4. So October
Has it been
18th, about
4?
4 years ago,
Okay.
is when HyVee Arena got started.
So tell me a little about that transition, right? You guys started 4 years ago, and then of course the COVID hit, right? The
Oh my
pandemic.
goodness.
So tell me a little about that journey and what that looked like. How did you keep it alive, right? Because at first, when the pandemic hit, people weren't out playing basketball or on the courts and
Correct.
stuff. So what would you say has kept the spirit alive for everyone until things open back up?
Sport has kept this alive. That was one of the things that it seemed like people were unwilling to let go of during the pandemic. You could take everything away, take our food, take schools, but if you take our sports away, we are going to riot. And honestly, that's just something that we played off of. The journey with the start of the building was just phenomenal. Watching a floating floor being built in the middle of an arena, something that has never been done before. So we've got 4 courts that are the NBA size on the lower. We have 8 that are the 84 by 50s upstairs. Took out about 11,000 seats in total on both levels. Have a 5-lane 350-meter track that was built out on around the nosebleed section of where those seats would have been, and implanted a load in and out elevator to get up to the track. And like, man, it was phenomenal. So the time lapse of watching the cranes come in, build this floor, all the way in and out, and then the floor getting laid down, the concrete getting poured, the goals getting dropped, and then all the way to what it is now. This has just been a wonderful journey. But yes, when the pandemic hit, it was not fun at all, because it threatened sport. It threatened to just take everything that we kind of loved away, and our favorite pastimes, that was in jeopardy. So what we wanted to do was focus on the groups or those sporting events that were still happening, the ones that we could do safely, and in at least good, decent number. And that's what was able to keep us afloat during the pandemic.
So from a marketing perspective, right, what have you guys really focused on in regards to your social media now that things are open back up? How, I know some people, it's still around. Like some people had to get back used to the, no masks and different things. But from a marketing perspective, what has changed now that you've experienced the pandemic? What are you guys doing? Yeah.
Well, there's been a little bit of a shift, with the marketing. We're kind of making some plays towards some different things. But honestly, what we did was we just put out, hey, we're still here. We're still operating. We're still putting on events. We're still having our youth tournaments. This is still a safe place to be and a safe place to come. Even though we've had the pandemic, this is now post. We're trying to help get back to normal, as I guess exactly as best as you can put it. So that's really kind of what we've been focusing on, putting things out of like, hey, we just did another successful event. We just had another successful tournament. We have done, or I've gotten into, doing some chamber breakfasts and galas and donor dinners and things like that, to where we have this space to be able to pull these things off, and people still feel safe and okay with the environment.
And it's such a beautiful gym, beautiful
Appreciate it.
space. I mean, yeah, I always love going in there, and I was telling Woody, I enjoy basketball, just never can find time to play. So, but okay, every superhero has a defining moment. What is yours?
Mm.
And when it comes to life and career?
Oh man, that is a great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that before. Um, I think I've got a couple. There was one where I got in a really bad accident in high school playing football. I remember going to the game, and then I remember waking up in the hospital.
Ooh,
That it was that was it. But of course, laying there, couldn't walk, couldn't talk, really couldn't feel too many sensations. Uh, kind of long story short, remember the doctor telling my parents, we don't know what level of anything is going to happen. We don't know if his mobility is going to come back. We don't know if his speech is going to come back. We don't know if cognitive is going to be there. There's just too many unknowns right now. Um, I remember wanting to cry and not being able to, or not knowing how to. So that was kind of one of those things where I'm laying there just still and in silence and having to figure out what is going to happen from this point on, in my life. Am I going to be able to get back to the person I was, or am I going to be quote unquote less than the person I was? So that was kind of one of those moments where you got to realize what's in front of you and what are you about to do about this. So it was a really tough journey from that hospital bed to finishing high school, graduating, getting to college. When I got done trying to make a couple overseas.
looks like Woody froze a bit. So let's see here. I love technology. So
So it was just a really surreal period in my life where he threw me a basketball and was like, let me see what you got. Impress me. So here I am with the guy. This guy's been deemed like the world's greatest ball handler, and he asked me to impress him, which okay. It was like I just ended up kind of shooting, dunked a couple times, and that was the start of me being able to tour with the Harlem Legends, which is all the original Globetrotters. So I've gotten to be on the court with Meadowlark Lemon, Pee Wee, Hollywood, Gator, Twiggy, Jackie Jackson, Marcus Haynes, like those names that everyone remembers. But those were some really great, moments in my life that kind of shaped and pointed me in a different direction.
how long were you with the Harlem?
Man, I'm still doing it.
Oh, you're still doing it.
Oh,
Awesome.
I am. Yes, sir. Pandemic, of course, threw some things off, but just in a little bit different of a capacity now. So I still go to schools and do assemblies and do my motivational speaking. That led to, getting to be part of, Junior MBA and do my coaching and camps and clinics, out of that. And then once once the smoke clears a little bit, we're going to get back out there and do the original Globetrotter show like we used to, and again try to find that normal or
Yeah.
whatever that is.
So I won't rewind a bit because I think you froze for a little bit. So
Gotcha.
how long did it take before you got your sensation back when you were in the hospital bed?
Man, I'm gonna say
Ah,
oh,
see here.
Yeah, so my dad kind of, put me on the couch. So I lived on our couch for a few weeks, until things started to come in. So I'm gonna say after probably about a month and a half, I was able to, on my own, get up and take steps and walk without being assisted. But everything up until then, I had to be held up. Um, things had to slowly come back. I had to be homeschooled for a few, weeks. It was just something that I refused to get used to. And I needed to get back to, being me, and getting my strength back and,
And that's one of
going to
the scare.
class. Yeah, man,
That's
it
that's
was,
got to be
look,
scary for a
it
kid.
was,
Yeah.
because those
Yeah.
doctors checks up it was just, them saying, I don't know, things aren't happening the way we thought they were going to, or, that things aren't progressing fast enough. And so hearing them kind of be negative did not help. But then I do have a really great personal drive, and I'm very competitive with myself. And I'm very secure in my faith too. I'm like, man, I'm going to be fine. Like, I'm going to be more than fine. Like, watch, like, just you give me a minute. I'm going to get back. You'll see. And that's what the push was from there.
That's awesome. So leads into our next question, right? What are the attributes that defines a hero?
Um, oh my gosh, perseverance, determination.
So I think those are super important attributes, right? Perseverance, and you got to be able to, just keep on keeping on, right?
Yeah, you have to. Like, it's just, um, things are going to come up. You're going to experience roadblocks. Now, the part after that is control the controllables, which is your
Yep.
attitude about it. You can't change what happened. However, you can change how you're about to walk into it and through it. You can be negative about it, or you can go ahead and be like, okay, since I'm here, this is what I'm going to do. There's obviously some things that I need to learn in this situation. And I know I'm gonna be a better person when I come out on the other side of this thing.
So if you had to pick a superhero, right? We got a lot. We got Aquaman, we got Batman, Superman. Um, who would you pick that's you can relate to the best to represent
But
you?
yeah. So I'm gonna say Superman, man. That's it. Because look, there's the human element. You got the Clark Kent side where, look, I'm working, I'm, doing the 9 to 5. I've got my family. I'm trying to take care of things. But then when coach calls, or when it's time for me to, show up for the games, or do my motivational speaking, or be at the camps, clinics, or whatever it is, that I'm changing clothes and I'm in, the uniform, I'm in, my other gear, and there's this other side, of me. But then I also do have my weaknesses as well. So I think there's that aspect of, Superman, where there were those vulnerabilities, but, he was always strong. His morality stayed in place. His decisions stayed in line no matter what the situation, was. But he, you know,
There we go.
There we go. All right, yeah, I got you.
Yep. And I think it's true. I think the whole idea, like, yeah, even though Superman has superpowers, but he was also very I think he practiced and control his powers, right? And he also
Yes.
lived among humans and everyday people. And I think it's
Yes, sir.
important, we sometimes I think sometimes we get prideful and we get ourselves in trouble, but at the same time, I think that perseverance, that determination, just understanding too. We also have to be human, to other people and focus on the things that really matter. Like
Yes,
you were
sir.
saying, Woody, you were saying like you're also a family man. You
Yes.
you got all these things. You got your 8 to 5. You got the Harlem
Yes.
Globetrotters, but you're also dad. You're also
Yes, sir.
the family guy, right? So, and I think it's important to be well-rounded as a person, right? And not every superhero has capes, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. And majority of the time, I've learned being a parent, the superhero that every kid wants isn't the Batman or the Aquaman. It's sometimes mom and dad.
It's
They just
sometime
want
mom
that.
and dad. That's right.
Yeah, it's that quality time. It says a lot when you ask an adult like who your superhero or your role model is, and when they say mom or dad, that really says a lot about who you are. Because a lot of parents nowadays, I was just talking to my wife, I feel we fail at that because we're so busy with putting food on the table that we forget the things that matter most, which is time. Time, and it's not always about doing stuff, right? It's not buying toys or doing all these activities, but it's just spending quality mom and dad time. Yep. Oh, did we lose Woody? I think we'll get him. There we go. Yep.
There we go. Yeah, there it goes. You got it.
Delay. Yep. So, Woody, what's the best way for people to follow you or engage with you? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Facebook?
So yeah, those two things right now, those are my kind of biggest ways to get in touch with me or kind of follow what we're doing. We just did an event with Shaq down in Wichita, which was, man, amazing. Man, he's a big guy. He's definitely bigger than what I figured. His hands are huge. Now I know why he had free throw problems. Like it wraps around it. It's like trying to shoot the free throws with a tennis ball. Like I don't think that's that easy now. So I can't hold that against him anymore. So
he was actually there.
Yes, sir. So I'm
cool.
part of this group. It's called Storytime Village. It's a huge reading initiative, and we get to go around to the schools and hand out books, and we've gotten to bring in a bunch of different celebrities to, that are children's authors. And Shaq is one of them. He wrote Shaq and the Beanstalk. So we gave every kid that came to Coke Arena, down at Wichita State, they got, all of his books. And we're going to be doing another big tablet giveaway because Shaq promised, like, if this guy got a dunk in the game that we did a little celebrity game with it, that he was going to donate, 1,000 laptops that we were going to be giving out. Now it's like we got even more, tablets that we're going to, get to kind of hand out. So we're working on, we got a real cool list of celebrities we're going to bring in for these next round of celebrity games.
So a guy got Duncan.
Yeah, we're bringing them to Kansas City. So there's going to be
Give it a second here.
There we go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. So a guy got Duncan on Shaq.
No, Shaq like literally stopped the game and he said, "Hey, if that guy, if he gets a dunk, I'm going to buy 1,000 laptops for you guys to just give away or to do for your, to have for your organization."
Okay.
And we literally cleared the lane like 5 times down just to give this guy a shot. He finally made it like on his 6th or 7th try, but he got one. So we're doing some really cool things, in the community, and the Junior NBA has been a really great partner of mine, of being able to now get behind me with what I've always done and what I've always had a passion for, and that's still teaching and instructing. So again, these kids start somewhere. You start at 0. The kids just don't pop out knowing how to dribble a basketball. You've got to develop somewhere. So we work on a lot of that really fundamental and groundwork of, we're going to start with the basics, and then you have to learn from there. You can't just all of a sudden say, I'm Steph Curry. That does not happen. There's a lot of work that goes into those things, and that's the stuff that we work on. And one of the things that Junior NBA has gotten behind me and allowed me to really run with.
That's awesome. So our audience out there, follow Woody Carter. Remember HyVee Arena, check it out. They always have stuff. I mean, go on their website.
Always.
You can see the schedule. It's really, if you've never been there and you love sports, you should check it out. It's an amazing facility. Well, I appreciate you, Woody, for coming up on the show, and thank you.
Man, anytime, man. I appreciate the opportunity.
Ah, he froze. Yep. And I think Gino just put the link on there for HyVee Arena. Click on it, check it out. A lot of great things in the Kansas City community, and I think we just need to embrace our city and just keep on keeping on. So I appreciate you, Woody. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Like I said, man, anytime, man.
For sure.